You're listening to the ECG Hackers podcast.
And welcome to this week's Hackers podcast. Every episode available on Spotify and YouTube.
ECG, where everybody can golf.
Now watch this drive.
Hey there, sports fans. Ashman here. Welcome to the 13th episode of the ECG Hackers podcast. I'm coming to you from Pack Bay on the Gold Coast. Sorry, on the Coffs Harbour Coast, I should say. Joining us, as always, my brother Rambo. How are you, mate? How you doing?
Yeah, doing well. Very good. Pumping back in the green room as usual. It's
nice.
I bumped into Agro from Cartoon Connection back there. He was there, and Michael Diamond was back there as well. So
Michael Diamond, the shooter guy,
gold medalist. Yeah, random, but yeah. So
always a mixed over there. Build he's got in the green room.
Mixed bag.
Mixed bag. And of course, the ECG's own sports journalist extraordinaire and analyst, Zook. Brother, how are you, mate?
Doing well, mate. I kind of missed you the last couple of days. We were almost checking in daily there for a period and discussing and musing over the golfing world. I enjoyed that.
We were right into the Masters. I really indulged, That was indulgence
awesome.
On golf. I'll tell you what else I've been indulging in is a bit of physio creme lately. I played so much golf in the last week. I played at Sanctuary Cove, the Pines golf course last week on a charity day, and wonderful. One of the best courses in Australia. I played with Dooley at Gold Coast. It's called Palmer Gold Coast, which is the old Robina Woods. Played it with him and Tim from Discount Golf Balls. Got my ass whooped. And it got me thinking, when golf is one of those sports is you can be on top one week, the next week you're just having a shocker, right?
Yeah.
So I shot 97 round Palmer. Dooley shot 94, Tim shot 93. And I walked away feeling really bad for myself, Rand.
Well, I just figured something out, though. You were chirping away in the group chat before the round, though, weren't you? And I saw a lot of deleted messages. There was about 20 deleted messages. And I said, you've said something there and you've deleted it. And the golf gods, they don't miss the messages. They saw them. We didn't.
Do.
Yeah.
I think the golf gods have WeChat and WhatsApp on stream because they saw what I said and they struck me down.
Let's get this show rolling like a perfect putt and head over to Zook in the ECG newsroom. Over to you.
Cheers, Belvedere. And actually, Belvedere, do you mind giving me a hand? Maybe one thing before we get started.
There it is.
Feeling a bit better.
We got to give him a round of applause for winning the first ever ECG fantasy golf draft. He went the high of his best. Well done, Chris. You kicked some ass, didn't you?
I did all right, actually, and then if I'm being honest, but I think I was gifted Scotty Scheffler by Jake's strategy. So a tip of the cap to Jake. Thank you.
Yes. And Tim from Discount Golf Balls as well.
Yes, absolutely. Great to have a four ball participating in that, and maybe we might get a few more for the next major coming up, which is the PGA at Valhalla. I guess we've already gone through and digested the Masters in a fair bit of detail. So if you're looking for our thoughts and opinions, perhaps revisit our daily posts and reflections over the course of, I guess, the 4 days of the tournament. But today, Ash, I just wanted to...
Room service. I'm so sorry. Room service just came out to duck out. I'm so sorry.
For real?
I'm back. For real. I'm back. Sorry.
But no, I just really wanted to touch on a few talking points that, piqued my interest and hopefully piqued yours. And no doubt this first talking point will pique your interest, Ash, given we're talking about your favourite golfer. I'm sure you're aware some of the controversy around Bryson and his irons. He only received approval to be able to use those irons, I believe, on the Tuesday leading into the tournament. Based on reporting I saw, the 3D printing process led to an issue with the grooves being too narrow. Apparently, Bryson's manager had to buff the grooves and ensure that they were conforming. But it wasn't so much the grooves that was unique about these clubs. It was the face of the irons. Normally, irons are completely flat, as you know, and generally it is only your driver and hybrids and woods that have curvature, what's referred to as bulge and roll. So the bulge is the curvature from heel to toe, so from left to right, and roll is the curvature from crown to sole, so top to bottom.
Okay.
So essentially what was different about these irons was that Bryson, working with Avoda irons, came up with this prototype of iron that had bulge and roll. And according to Bryson, the different curvature on the face allows him to have his miss hits go a little straighter. So it was all a bit hectic and all a bit quick to get these clubs together and out on the course, but obviously he was leading after day one, so it seemed to be working for him. I suppose, Ash, with you, how long do you need to practice with a new club before it earns the right to be part of your 14?
Oh, geez, this is a joke. I've got plenty of bulge and roll, just quietly too. My bulge and roll game is A1. Funny enough, like 5 minutes, Chris, I'll put a club in my bag. You know, when your finances are a little bit tight like mine, I can literally go to the pro shop, pick up a Callaway Mac Daddy, put it in the bag, and I'll be hitting it in 2 holes time. So for me, I'm all about adjusting to what's in your bag. So I would love to have a week's practice, but you know, for me personally, 1 round at the driving range to answer your question.
Rand, your approach?
Yeah, I'm not far behind you. It was like that Nike Sasquatch that you handed to me.
Yes.
I took
Did you know there is a pro on the PGA Tour that still uses that driver?
Oh, I don't believe it. That is one of the most derided clubs ever, the Sasquatch. You look up anything on YouTube, anything on forums, that club is just held with such disdain.
It took me back 6 months in my game. I'm almost back to where I was.
Months.
Yeah.
At least it was only 6 months.
I'm almost back to where it was before you gave it to me. So
maybe I did it deliberately.
True.
Anyway,
moving on. Another thing that I discovered for the first time during the tournament is that Augusta hands out awards beyond just the green jacket. So the day's low score receives a crystal vase.
Yes.
If you hit a hole in one, you get a large crystal bowl. And if you hit an eagle, you get 2 crystal goblets or 2, I guess, crystal highball glasses, I suppose. So with his eagle in the final round, Minwoo Lee genuinely seemed excited to get his hands on some of this crystalware during his interview with Fox Sports Australia. I guess, Ran, if you were running the Masters, what milestone or event would you recognise, and what award would you grant the player?
Yeah, I was thinking about this, and I think I'd go for the best dressed. I'd dial in on what Jason Day's done, and rather than punishing people, I think we dial it up and really reward them.
Oh, that's a great idea, Ran. You could almost have that slow-mo camera they have at the Oscars as well. You know, that camera they stand and like get a slow-mo pan on them. And
like the NBA, you know how now they sort of before the game they sort of enter the court, back in the stadium, and they see him getting out of the car. I want to see him get out of the car at the venue.
And a catwalk. On a catwalk. Bang.
Yeah, with one of those backdrops with like it says PGA, PGA, and they stop and they take some photos, then hit the first hole.
Oh,
That's one of the unique,
a whole new market too. I mean,
totally,
people are going to view it.
Women might get more into it and watch PGA. Yeah, all sorts of stuff. I don't know what the award would be though. I haven't thought that far.
Yeah,
the clout.
Crystal shoes, slippers, like Cinderella.
Nice.
Shoe fits.
Ash, you got an event or an award that you would honour?
Oh, I did actually thinking crystal wings, because like there's birdies, there are eagles. I was a bit more serious. I was thinking like crystal wings or something, a paperweight which is wings. I don't know. That's dumb,
Nice.
but
No.
I don't want a high ball.
That works.
High balls get lost.
Yeah. You can buy the souvenir shot glasses from the merch
That's
stand.
right.
So what? I don't want a goblet.
Win them.
Really.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
A goblet.
One of the other talking points during the event that we didn't touch on during our daily recaps was the Zach Johnson controversy. During the second round, a hot mic caught Zach Johnson basically saying F off in the direction of the gallery after making a triple bogey on the 12th.
Yeah.
One could possibly argue that this outburst was in response to some derisive and I guess sarcastic cheers coming from the gallery.
Yeah.
Afterwards, Zach said in response to this, it's completely laughable that he swore at the patron, so being dismissive. He also went on to say, one, I apologise, and two, it was fully directed to myself entirely because I couldn't hear anything behind me. So again, he's kind of downplaying the event. But you may recall at the Waste Management earlier this year, Zach had to be restrained by security whilst engaging with fans. That incident was allegedly sparked by comments about his Ryder Cup captaincy. And there was reports again alleging that the comments made towards him at the Masters were of a similar nature as well.
Right.
One of the interesting responses in social media was from Paige Sporanic on Twitter. Her response was, in respect of Augusta, you can't find a more pleasant environment to play golf. The fact that ZJ said what he said proves he's softer than baby poop. So we know what her take on things is. But I suppose, Ash, your thoughts on the incident and who overstepped the line here? Was it Zach or was it the fans?
I'll tell you what, Chris, just a few little tidbits of information you gave us then has changed my mind.
Okay.
Because what I looked at, I thought, no, he was just yelling to himself, F off to himself. And I did listen to him say his excuse was he was telling himself. But then I'm just thinking in the last 2 or 3 minutes, it sounds more and more like BS to me. It sounds like he got caught out and he's made up an excuse, which is doable and believable.
Yep.
So I think a couple of things you just said there made me think, I actually maybe he was in the wrong there. Yeah. Rand, what do you think?
The only time I think it is acceptable is when, what event was it? Was it one of the recent ones? I think about Max Homer when he was trying to hit back onto the fairway, and remember the gallery was standing all the way lined in front of him. That's when it's acceptable. And I would even go as far as say you could go across and like Stone Cold Steve, like stun each and every person
bang,
in the gallery.
Bang.
Give them
bang.
Clear some
Bang.
space.
Get back. 2 meters back.
Give them the bird and then that's when it's fine. That's the only time it's acceptable. I actually didn't see the Zach Johnson incident, so I can only relate to that other incident. So
yes. Legitimate F off that one.
Yeah.
No,
so
I
that's
think
only
acceptable. I think he was guilty in the end.
Yeah. And then just finally, one last thing. Obviously, food and beverage and sport kind of go hand in hand, whether it be a pie and a beer at the footy or something a little more upmarket, such as a Pimm's and some strawberries and cream at Wimbledon. And I guess Augusta's no different. I'm sure you're all aware of the pimento cheese sandwiches.
I think I know where you're going with this.
But it's always the cups of azalea cocktails that always get my attention.
Yes.
I guess, Ran, if you had to choose, what would you take? A pimento cheese sandwich and an azalea cocktail, or would you go with a pie and sauce and a beer?
No, I'd actually go with the sandwich and I actually like getting into the feel of where you're at.
Oh, yeah.
100%. I'm all about that. You like you said, you go to wherever it might be. I think we're at the Australian Open tennis earlier this year, and they have peaches, ice cream, and things like that. So I'm all about getting into whatever's the local thing specifically for the event.
Well, what would you if we had if you're on the board of the Sawtell Open, what would you have as the local? What is that?
For Sawtell Open? Oh, look,
Wouldn't it be a
I wouldn't
half
go.
warm meat pie and a pasito?
Yeah, so we know that we wouldn't go, but you've tried that before, and I think didn't you? You threw it in the bin. I think they were giving the half warm pies. I don't know. I'd go a hot dog with some like diced bacon and a bit of cheese,
Nice.
like a nice one, some relish.
Yeah,
like
the old hot dogs in the world at Darling Harbour in 1989.
Yes,
that's a
amazing
throwback.
hot dog stand that was at Harborside. Remember that?
Yeah.
Anyone that's listening? Oh, you could have a plethora of hot dogs. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted.
Because we went to 100%. We went to Genesis in the US Open.
Yep.
And they were all about the hot dog. The hot dog was a big, not just a random hot dog, a nice hot dog and a pretzel. So no, I'm all for whatever. But go to the event, pies and stuff and beer. Yeah, no, it's fine if you go to the footy, but no, when you're at one of these events, you want to get all in. So
nice. Cool. And I believe is that the end of the news break?
That's the end, mate. Back to you, Ash.
Always beautiful message from one of our sponsors.
At Car Lovers, we know how much you love your car and how important it is to keep it in top-notch condition. That's why we've created the Car Lovers Infinity Wash Club, an affordable and convenient way to ensure your car stays sparkling clean all year round. Say hello to unlimited auto car washes for less than $10 a week.
Thank you, Belvedere. And guess where I got my car washed here at Coffs Harbour? Car Lovers.
Nice.
Oh, great
Beautiful.
job. Sparkling. Thank you for listening or watching our modest little golf show that we've been doing for 13 episodes now. We've reached a bit of a milestone, which we'll share with you in coming weeks. But more surprising than not, I'm surprised that there's a massive audience in Indonesia. I'm guessing they're Bali, possibly Australians in Bali playing golf, watching our show. And there's a big audience in India, funny enough.
Wow.
But I actually think maybe they get they've been searching up our podcast hackers, and they probably think we're hackers. Like
exactly.
And then they're hanging around.
Yeah, probably trying to get tips on some kind of computer hacking thing or something.
MS
Yeah,
DOS.
exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's two segments we do each week. One of them's called Who's in Your Four Ball, and one of them's called Ripped or Yip. They'll be coming up very shortly. This week's Who's in Your Four Ball is NBA themed because I believe we've got the playoffs coming in a moment.
Yep.
So run that video tab. Belvedere's here with me in Cole.
Hey there, everyone. It's Belvedere here again. It's time for this week's Who's in Your Four Ball. Back to you, Ash Man.
Yeah, and just make sure you put the towels up off the bathroom. I don't like them on the bathroom, Belvedere. Great stuff. It's Who's in Your Four Ball, NBA themed. There's a little ceremony we do with this. We always start with Zook. So, Zook, you're off first, brother. What do we got?
In terms of a theme here, I went with playmakers. One of the things I really enjoy about watching the NBA is just seeing a play develop, whether it be a good pass, pick and roll, or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I kind of wanted to have players that had flair on the court and would like to think that would transition onto the course. So that's kind of where I headed. So the first player in my team captain, he was definitely a magician on the court, and that's Tony Kukoc.
Oh, nice.
Now, he's a keen golfer. I think if you watch any NBA documentary in the past 10 years, half the time he's being interviewed on the golf course, and that's seeing him there with a stogie in his mouth on the links. And one thing I discovered whilst doing a bit of research was that he won the Croatian National Amateur Golf Championship in 2011. So a tip of the cap there to Tony. So well done.
Beautiful.
Now,
good choice.
Next choice, he was a beloved member. Beloved, that's hard. He was, you'd love him 1 minute, hate him the next. Member of my Denver Nuggets, and that's J.R. Smith. He's probably his NBA career was reasonable, but he's probably most known for starting the trend of NBA players going shirtless during the championship parade. I believe he was patient zero with respect to that trend. But one of those things is after he completed his NBA career and retired, he's gone back to college. He now plays at North Carolina A&T State University in golf. He's part of their golf team. So, and believe it or not, given his demeanor and the way he carried himself, in 2022, Smith was named the university's academic athlete of the year with a GPA of 4.0. So again, well played, sir.
And sorry, Chris, you know that he's they also have a podcast. He's got a podcast with
he does.
With Steve Melbourne.
With Melbourne.
No
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Friend of the ECG.
And then
exactly.
And then finally, this was his comment when asked his response to taking up a coaching position within the NBA in 2017. He said, I can't get into NBA coaching because I'm irresponsible and I like golf too much. And those are the words of Jason Williams, a.k.a. White Chocolate. With that kind of attitude, he's definitely in my squad. So for me, Tony Kukoc, J.R. Smith, and Jason Williams.
Solid.
I think you'd be one to win that charity day. I think with that team.
That's solid.
I'll go next, and then we'll finish on Rand because Rand's he's always got the goods with these. I didn't know where to go with this. I mean, I do love the NBA like you boys do. You guys are, if anyone's watching, Rambo and Zook are actually very good basketball players, and I used to just watch. But I'm going to go with my caddy. This guy will be able to carry the whole team's bags. He's got a big set on him, ladies and gentlemen. Number 7 for the Washington Bullets, George Murasan.
Love it.
7'7". He was one of my favorite players on NBA Live on the
camping down low.
I used to just big guy. What was that on the Mega Drive? The NBA Live.
NBA Live, yeah.
So he's the caddy. He's got all the bags. Then I thought I might go with a gentleman who's not afraid, because I will draw some. I have this draw, and it will go into the gallery. I know it will go into the crowd. And this guy's not afraid to go in the crowd and do the odd punch. Ron Artest. So he's not afraid to get in the crowd and punch one out. So Ron Artest. Then a guy I used to watch playing. Oh, sorry, Rand, yes?
Actually, Meta World Peace, that he's now called, is he actually, I think he's become a keen golfer as well.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
He swings the wrenches. Yeah.
I could imagine him being a double glover. He'd be a double glover almost. One of the best big man in the game, Zone Morning from Miami Heat. Geez, I loved the way he played. Him and Pat Ewing had a massive
big
rivalry. I think Zoe came after Pat Ewing in the Hoyas.
He's a little younger.
I just used to love his physique. Was phenomenal. He was a strong bloke. He played a great game, Alonzo Mourning, especially for Miami Heat. I would love to play with that bloke and Ron Artest. But to cap it all off, my number one guy, when I used to play in a band, I had a big poster of this guy behind me on the drum kit, Dennis Rodman, one of my heroes. He's capping off my 4-ball.
Love the
Ron Artest, Alonzo Mourning, Dennis Rodman, and BB Murasan carrying the bags.
Nice squad.
Right.
Nice squad.
Thank
squad,
you.
yeah.
Rambo.
I had this. I couldn't get a chain of thought out of my head. And I just went with numbers. I started with numbers, and then I just couldn't. This first thing, I have no idea why this first one came to mind, and I've stuck with it. So the first one I've got is Mookie Blaylock. Because
Pearl Jam, or
So if anyone doesn't know, he was a number 10. Played for the New Jersey Nets. Late 80s, early 90s. It was Pearl Jam's actual first band name. They couldn't come up with a name, so they decided to call themselves Mookie Blaylock, which is crazy. And then they obviously changed to Pearl Jam. And then and if anyone didn't know, the album 10 is named after Mookie Blaylock, who was number 10. So
wow,
crazy. So crazy. That's I've got Mookie Blaylock. I don't know if he golf. Yeah.
And just quietly, a public service announcement with respect to Pearl Jam. Their new album drops tomorrow, Dark Matter. Get on that on all streaming services. Enjoy.
And they're touring Australia this year as well.
They are touring later on.
On the Gold Coast.
Yeah. Sorry, Ran.
Yeah. No, great call. So that was almost planned, wasn't it? And then, so to follow on from that, I've actually stolen Dennis Rodman from you. So, so I've tempted him with giving some temptations, and he's come across with me.
Okay.
So
he's actually going to
join.
So
I have to put big balls in my group, and Robin's gone to you. Okay.
Yeah. So I've stolen him, so he's come with me, and the link there is he's number 10 also, and he's
Didn't he go AWOL during the finals and ducked off to a Pearl Jam concert? Isn't that the story?
He did.
Yeah, exactly. During the NBA finals. So he got and he managed to, I think the story was he convinced or Phil Jackson said to Eddie Vedder, you need to look after him. And then he's like, what the hell? So they went back, they went to Vegas in between games in the NBA playoffs.
Yep.
And I think they were going to Alice in Chains concert or something they finished one game, went to Alice in Chains concert in Vegas that night, and Eddie Vedder was with him. So, there's definitely connection there. So that's. Sorry about that, Ash, but I stole Rodman from you.
Fine.
My honourable mention with there, I was going to have Detlef Schrempf as the other guy, but because he was number, I would have had 10 and 11 because he was number 11. Right. But I've got my last pick. A female, and if anyone's watching basketball at the moment, it's Caitlin Clark. So I've got to have Caitlin Clark in the team. So she's superstar. So and she's not getting paid enough. So I'll she might win some prize money. She plays with us. So Caitlin Clark.
She's played in some pro-ams and charity stuff. I believe she's a pretty keen golfer. Don't know if she's any good, but she. I think she'd take you up on that offer, right?
Nice. I'm sure she is. So yeah, definitely.
My team. Once again, boys, who's in your 4-ball coming up with the goods? There might be something there for the manifesto with that link to the Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
But thanks, boys. I think Rania excelled again.
Big brand golf balls up to 70% cheaper than retail. We're one of Australia's largest sellers of second-hand golf balls, so you save big time. Discountgolfballs.com.au. Never pay full price again.
Thanks for joining us again. We're the ECG. This is the Hackers Podcast. We take golf not so seriously. We love playing. We hack around a bit. I hack my body around. I can hardly walk. I played that much golf in the last couple of days. We have our own opinions, as you do listening to us, so we appreciate you listening. Coming up next is an opinion piece called Ripped or Yipped.
Hey fellas, Belvedere here again. It's time to go around the table with Ripped or Yipped. Let's see what side of the argument the boys are on. Ripped or Yipped. Back to you, Ash.
Beautiful. Thank you, Belvedere. I've got to say I had a great time with Chris on the group chat. We live in different cities of Australia. During the Masters, we were chatting back and forth. And so I might be hitting us with a few more serious questions today. I hope you don't mind, boys. But here we go. Ripped or yipped? If you agree with this, you say ripped. If you disagree, it's yipped. If you get that, you can play along at home. Here's the statement number 1. Should golf clubs eliminate or modify membership fees to make the sport more accessible to a wider range of people? Ripped or yipped?
I'm going to say yipped, because have you ever played at the courses and it just it backs up, and then you've got when we talk, I'm talking about hackers, the guys that come out, they're screaming, yelling, they're drinking beer, they're
got
really
hacking, pumping out the JBL. Yeah.
I think, for example, Ash, when we play at what was that place on the Gold Coast? Complex. What's that? Is that the name of it? Complex.
Yeah,
it's a bit too public, and it's not a fun time. So I'm going to go yipped.
Okay, Chris.
I'm probably yipped too. My reasoning's a little different. The clubs need money. to fund their operations. So I'm probably of the view that those that are willing to pay the membership effectively subsidise some of us that don't. So they really should get a preference with tea times. So I can understand that and live with that. So yeah, I'm on the yipped side. The membership's there for a reason. So I kind of understand the financial aspect of that.
Yeah, I'll go yipped as well. Funny enough, that I think with the invention of TrackMan and with the indoor golfing, that is accessible to a lot of people.
Yeah,
so
100%.
If you're new to the game, maybe the indoor golf thing is. But saying that, they've got to drop their prices. Some of the prices on this indoor golf is absurd. It is absurd. And obviously I'm staying here at a resort that has a 9-hole golf course, and Russell Crowe's going to now build a bloody movie studio over the top of this golf course because they don't make enough revenue out of it. So, I think we got to pay our premium to play golf outdoors. All right, there we go. That's the first one. Second one, ripped or yipped, is golf a sport where talent matters more than practice? Ripped or yipped? Got a good question, right? Good question.
That's a tough one.
Isn't that?
I can't tell because I think people have naturally got to. I'm going to say people can naturally be good at it. But you have to practice. I'm going to go with the practice. So what's that? A yip?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yipped.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think you got to put in the hours, otherwise you can't get results.
And let's go to the man who puts in some hours. Zook.
Yeah, when I think of someone putting in the hours for whatever reason, I think of Vijay Singh. I think there was rumours and whatnot around. He was just a range fiend, just hours upon hours hitting balls, and that's what led to his ability to replicate and repeat each stroke, and that was a strength of his game, and obviously it led to his Masters win and his, I guess, dominance there for a period. But the more I play and the more time I put in, the more I believe it is something that's innate, and there's a talent there that's just unearthed, and there's a natural ability that will override any amount of effort. So I'm a ripped there. I think talent will overcome practice on that one.
Yeah, it's a tough question, and you can really go either way. But I'm ripped as well. I kind of guess I thought about Anthony Kim. He's talent. He doesn't know TrackMan. I was watching a video of him this week saying, he only just started using a TrackMan. He had no idea what it was. And he said, the only stats I want to get out of that is carry and length. Couldn't care less about everything else. So anyway, I think ripped. I think talent may overcome that practice. That person that practices more. Anyway, oversized game improvement irons, ripped or yipped? Those oversized game improvement irons, ripped or yipped?
I don't even know what they are. What are they?
You take a dig at Jake, are you, Ashman? Because I keep giving Jake a hard time about this. He plays with game improvement irons. It's almost like a
trampoline on a stick.
Hybrids. The club heads are just so huge, and compared to I've started gaming a set of blades. Don't ask me why. Anyway, and compared to them, they outsize. The blades are just dwarfed next to them. So, look, there comes a time for those kind of things. But yeah, I'm not a fan of game improvement irons. So yipped for me.
There we go. Ran.
So are you saying they're like super oversized? Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's like playing tennis with a gigantic racket, isn't it? Like, so it's stupid. So you got to have
basketball with a size 4.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. On a 7-foot ring. So I'm yipped on that one. Yeah.
Nice. I'll go ripped. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. And if you can hit them and you can get a good enjoyment out of the game, go for it. As far as I'm concerned, it's about enjoying hitting the ball. Sunglasses on the course, ripped or yipped?
Yipped. I try to, and I just can't. I wear sunglasses as soon as I go outside all the time. As soon as I walk outside every day, I'm put sunnies on nonstop. For some reason, just on the golf course, I can't. I just need to have the vision. So I don't know. I just can't wear them.
I'll cut him before Zoot and go. I'm gonna double you there. I'm gonna go yipped as well. I just can't wear sunnies on the golf course.
Yeah.
The morphosis of the vision just puts me off.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be a three-way tie. I'm yipped.
Okay.
My eyes are bad. I can't. I've tried and I struggle with sunglasses, whether they be prescription, non-prescription. I need my prescription, just glasses, just to be able to see the ball. So,
I have been thinking about getting the visory kind of ones. I know his man's got a pair of those, like I don't know what you call them, like the razor type.
Pitbull Vipers or whatever. Pitbull.
Yeah. You do. You'll make because the problem is you got the frame, and that's the problem that sort of covers your vision and the peripheral. You need something just like a
1995 Ricky Ponting pair or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Alcohol on the course, ripped or yipped?
I'm yipped. I don't get it. I'm not a drinker anyway, but I don't get it. I don't get the whole relating golf to being drinking and getting drunk. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
No one I do know and play with is into drinking. On the golf course.
But so many times you see it on social media, and there's this whole culture of like let's go drink and play golf, and I don't get it. And I'm playing a sport. I don't know. It's very Aussie too, and I'm playing a sport. I want to be, have my wits about me and get my best score. I don't want to go, I felt as shit in the last, 9 holes because I was, off my face. So, it's yipped.
Yeah, cool. I'll go yipped as well, but unfortunately, I think we're all going to be the same, aren't we?
Yeah.
No, I think there's a time and place for it. It's not the only sport where alcohol's kind of involved. I guess whether you call these sports or not, I'll leave that up to the listeners to decide. Exactly, Ash. There's darts, there's 10-pin bowling, right. Lawn bowls, those kind of sports.
I'd hammer back a few if it was indoor golf. Again,
sure.
That indoor golf.
Sure,
Yep.
Nice.
So, okay, I think time and place. Time and place.
Sure.
All right, we'll do 2 more. Sun protection sleeves. I'll start this one off. I just played in a charity golf tournament for this company called Sparms, an Australian company, and they gave us all these sun protection arms. Mate, tried them. I'm gonna go ripped. They slight compression to them. They had a cooling effect to it, and I felt tight. You know what I mean? I felt tight. So I'm ripped. Love them. Sun protection sleeves. Apart from the fact that I wish I had these when I was growing up and playing cricket in Australia outside for 8 hours on a Saturday in the blazing sun. But I think it's a very smart thing to do now. Ripped. I'll zip it now.
Yeah, I like wearing compression. Compression works. Like, I don't know. I would say yipped, but I think anything's better when you got like covered in the sunscreen and you got to reapply. And you're greasy, and you're out there in the sun for hours, and it's like there's that gross feeling. So I'd go ripped. I'd wear them for that, like just to avoid having to reapply.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, they're on my radar. I'm with Ran. I'm not a big fan of sunscreen, but it's one of those things in Australia that you've got to do, otherwise you really do pay the price. I would go for the sleeves, but I don't know if you've seen, but there's almost like face guards and all kinds of things that are available as well, which I think take things to the extreme.
Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe.
100%. You do, because you're looking, it's covering your face, and it's just got a weave that you can see out. So it is very much like Snake Eyes.
That's insane. I could have
whether that's for Middle Eastern type golf courses where I'm sure the sun is just absolutely baking. But I'm keen to give it a go coming around this upcoming summer. So I'll be interested to get your thoughts on them once you've played a few rounds, Ash.
There was that a couple of weeks ago when I played at Linwood, and I had the worst sunburn on my legs. It was so bad. I had this massive sock mark. It was like a Nini's tart on my leg. Like it was shocking. So, yeah, it was shocking. So I had the massive sock mark. So I don't know if they do leg ones, but it'll get to the point where it's
a Nini's tart. Oh, jeez. Hey, I made the mistake of wearing cotton chinos playing Dooley the other day. And it was, we teed off at 7:04 a.m. And I thought, I'll wear cotton long pants. And it was, I was on the third hole and Dooley's already taken a shot of my butt. I was already swamp passing.
Can't believe you fell for it. Was it the early tee time? The early tee time.
Tee time. But the problem is where I live on the Gold Coast, the sun beats down on those vinyl chairs. And they're basically just swamp ass inducing chairs. You sit on it and you're going to get swamp ass.
Yeah. Oh, you were in a cart. You weren't walking.
Yeah. No,
that's what did
it's
it.
like baking your butt, basically.
Yeah.
All right. Last one. Fans shouting out in the hole from the tee box, ripped or yipped.
I think this is going to be unanimous. This just drives me insane. It's over, people. It is over. That needs to be retired. And honestly, whoever does, following on from what you said earlier, Ram, there needs to be Steve Austin or an equivalent employed at the tee box. And and Diamond Salas Page.
DDP.
Diamond cutters
You're listening to the ECG Hackers podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Each week we are dropping a new episode which you can find on Spotify or YouTube. Also check us out on Instagram and Twitter or X at ECG Hackers. Send us your funny golf tales, ecghackers@gmail.com. ECG, where everybody can golf.
Thank you, Belvedere. Sorry, Rand, I cut you off there.
No.
I thought there was a bit of when I was thinking about my NBA themed, DDP came into it because I was thinking about Karl Malone and Dennis Rodman.
Oh, yes.
Karl Malone was with Karl Malone and
Jay
DDP.
Leno. Was it Jay Leno?
How did Jay Leno fit in? Because Karl Malone was with
I thought it was
that
was different. That was different. I thought it was against Rodman and Hogan.
Yeah, Rodman and Hogan versus
against DDP and Rodman.
And then Jay Leno rolled in the ring and did something, hit him with a chair shot or a belt shot or something. Anyway, Road Wild, WCW, they were the days. I'll get to you now.
Sandy, the ECG locker room supervisor. Let's get down with some locker room chat.
All right, let's sneak a couple. Oh, got you off guard there. Let's sneak in a couple of things before we wrap it up for the day. Just some general chit chat. What do you guys think about rangefinders, GPS rangefinders, and the apps on your phone during the game? Is this making golf a more fun experience, or is it distracting? Do you use them, or what do you prefer? I'll go to you, Zeke. What do you think?
I have a rangefinder and I do use it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I most of the time only play with half a bag of clubs. So even if I have precise yardage, half the time I don't have the club that I need or want. So need to improvise. But I'm all for it. Most courses these days do have the yardage or the meterage on sprinkler heads or stakes or other other structures throughout the hole, which helps. But there's nothing quite like having the yardage to the flag, because everything else is basically yardage to the center of the green. So there is subtleties there. It also helps with providing you with the slope adjusted distance. Granted, that's not legal for competition, and correctly so, but in our social rounds, I certainly keep that feature on with my rangefinder. Does it help me shoot a lower score? Probably not at my level, but it just becomes part of my routine and I enjoy it.
I feel like I use the rangefinder that you got me for my 50th last year, and it's actually helped me shape some points. I'm hitting more greens with irons now than I ever did. So I think, but you got to use that in conjunction with practicing at the track, man. Hey, Ran.
Yeah, and it's like it's good. It's not like it's just part of the game, just knowing how far, because every course is different too. It's hard to get perspective sometimes at all the different courses. But the only problem is the funniest thing is when you see someone like 60 yards out and they're using it, and you're like, dude, like it's a pitching wedge every day of the week. Come on, mate. Like,
that's right.
and then or they'll be standing there with it forever and then just completely buff it.
They could have a clock system like Bryson. They need to know where they're. Is it 9 o'clock? Is it 10 o'clock? Right. 50 meters versus 60 meters is different. He was
consistent in the Masters, wasn't he? He was there the whole 4 days, man. Wasn't he, Bryson?
Right.
I think he did all right. He did really well. Apps. I have a problem with using apps because it's distracting. If I pick up that phone, I know I'm going to look at a work email or something's going to pop up. I just can't do it. So I leave the phone away. The last round of golf I played, I even printed out the rundown of the holes, the descriptions of where I need to be. I found that much better. Piece of paper in my little scorecard. I really enjoyed that.
No, I can't agree with you more on that, Ash, because that's why I go with the rangefinder. It's you can put your phone, turn it off, or do not disturb. It gets locked away in the valuables pocket in your bag, and it doesn't get touched until you walk off the 18th. So that's why I prefer the rangefinder rather than than using apps any day of the week.
Cool. Two things before we finish up. They're kind of linked, Ran. I think I'm going to lead this one to you. Leading global fashion and apparel brand becomes the official cap of the Live Golf League. What brand is that? New Era.
New Era? I was going to say, is it New Era?
Yeah, New Era.
Oh, nice.
This week.
Good cap. Like the New Era. That's
New Era.
It's quality. I always look for a New Era cap, regardless of what it is, whatever sport or whatever it is. So I think I've got one here.
I like a flat brim New Era.
5950 flat brim any day of the week, hopefully.
Much better structure.
Yeah, I like to go the snapback. I'm not a fitted.
Yeah,
I'm fitted every day of the week. I say that when I'm not, but this is my running cap. Lightweight.
Yeah, right.
So it's saving weight, but yeah.
I can't do fitted. I feel like Jason Williams or Allen Iverson trying to be cool. When I'm wearing a fitted.
Well, my problem is my hair. I've got such thick hair that my head size can change like within a couple of days,
depending on the humidity. Yeah,
it literally can. So I'm like a 7 3/4, and then I'm something. Yeah,
I know you're working on a couple of logos for the group. We need to release a nice New Era snapback cap.
Yep. I'm down for that.
Yeah, let's work on that. Lastly, Malbon fashion forward or reading the direction incorrectly? Are they fashion forward or are they off?
No, they're nailing it. They're hitting the nail on the head, I think. Some awesome stuff coming out, and they just keep doing awesome collabs. The biggest one in the last week has been Curb Your Enthusiasm, which is a cool one. I think Chris, did you get something, Chris? I think
I did. I got a shirt. It's kind of nearby. If you don't mind, I can grab it.
Yeah, grab it.
Yeah. What's this, Ran? What have they done?
They did a crossover with Curb Your Enthusiasm.
What?
Izzy. Oh yeah. So Chris got this one. Nice. Larry David.
Oh yeah. Wow. Cool.
What's it say on the front? Has it got something on the front? Oh no, it's
just plain on the front.
Yeah, that's nice. Oh, that one was sold out, Chris. Will you sell it or?
And then I grabbed another one as well. So,
where'd you get that off the Melbourne website?
Yeah, off the website. But
will you resell that tee, Chris, or is he got the white long sleeve one that has pretty good on it?
Oh, nice,
really?
Nice. Yeah, nice.
That's awesome. I saw the Harbour Town signature round in the PGA starting tomorrow. And I did see Jason Day wearing some awesome Melbourne again today.
Yeah,
so
cool.
Look forward to seeing what he's wearing.
I'm probably I'm probably opposite to you, Ran. I prefer all the collabs that they have for the casual stuff, but the on-course stuff, I wasn't a fan of the loose parachute pants that J-Day was wearing. The vests, not my cup of tea either. So I'm a bit mixed. I love what they're doing off the court. No, off the course. The on-course stuff, I just haven't vibed with yet. So I'll be interested to see what he does at the next event. So
I'm not. I think it's spot on. I like people that are different. I'm 100% love it. And I also love the penguin shirt that Cam Smith wears. So I like that vibe, that retro throwback. But totally understand if you don't like it. That's about it for the week, boys. I'm at Coffs Harbour. I'm going to play golf again tomorrow and really destroy my back. Nice. What do you reckon?
Yeah, just finish it off.
Go for it.
Finish it off.
Another birdie at the island hole.
Putting this stuff on. Yeah, that's right. Dude, the island hole, the 9th, I hit it within 3 feet, birdied, walk away from that, quite happy.
Any hecklers? Was there a crowd over the balconies or not?
No hecklers. I was really hoping there was. I was actually hoping someone had seen that shot.
Yeah.
I was the only one that did. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, golf hackers of the world, that was episode 13 of the Hackers podcast. It's been a hell of a lot of fun again. Rand, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Zook, as always, brilliant. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you same time next week.
You're listening to the ECG Hackers podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Each week we are dropping a new episode which you can find on Spotify or YouTube.